All right, so let's take a look at this viral Baltimore cops choking out child video. I have already watched it. I'll watch it again, kind of critique it. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to look at it from the outside looking in. I can see both sides. I can see why people are outraged, but then again, there's also some little things in it that I don't know if people have noticed. Let's watch this. We're going to go here and we'll go here. All right. So first off, right off the bat, what I am seeing here is taser wires. So this video starts from this point, but we don't have any context from before. But obviously there was some sort of a struggle with this individual because there are taser wires deployed. And every time that an officer deploys a taser wire, they have to be responsible for it, and there's a record of it. So we don't know what the context was before, but obviously there was some sort of a struggle from before. Let's continue.
That's a fucking clown, man.
All right, now people are saying that the officer was choking him out. The officer was not choking him out. The officer has his arm around towards the back of his head. He's trying to control his head. The individual on the ground, the suspect, was talking the whole time, indicating that he was not being choked. So, continuing.
Hey, yo, help me out. You too. No, you too. I got everybody.
Okay, so people have a bit of an issue at this point here. I'm kind of like, well, we don't know. We don't know how many people are there. We don't know who's standing behind the camera. We don't know what is going on. It's possible that individuals were stepping forward. If the tasers have been deployed, this individual obviously has not been patted down. They don't know who has weapons, so he is going for his gun as a stay back symbol. The guy called for help. It's very possible somebody had stepped forward and the officer felt threatened. Playing devil's advocate here, people.
Step back. Hey! Put your hands behind your...
He never fully unholstered his weapon, so that's good. If he had fully unholstered it without seeing someone actually stepping forward, then perhaps I'd have a bit of a more issue with it. But continuing.
Now, put your hand on the gun, folks. You want to shoot him? Step back. Go ahead, pull it. Pull it up.
So definitely we hear quite a few voices there, so there are definitely more than one individual there. So we don't know what is going on here. We don't know who is there. We don't know if they're possibly armed. We don't know enough context. All we know is this right here. Now, some people were saying on the comments, how do they expect him to put his hand behind his back with a cop on his back? It's simple. I have been in this position with an officer on my back before. You put your hands behind your back from this position like this, out to the side, over here to this. At this point, the officer will grab your arm, remove his leg or body from your arm, put your hand behind the back, and then they'll bring this arm up either. It's simple. There should be no issue with the individual on the ground, the suspect, putting his arms behind his back. Just factual, people. Factual. Facts. Facts above feelings. Remember, facts above feelings.
Put your hands behind your back. Clowns, man. Put your hands behind your back.
Again, he's not choking him. You can see the crook of his elbow right here is down. He's putting pressure on the side of the head to control the head in one direction. The dangers with that is you do have the arteries right there. And you can be passed out quite easily by restricting the arteries to the neck.
Come out! Put your hands behind your back! Just chill. Just stop fighting! You're choking him, bitch! Let him go! Put your hand behind your back! You're choking me, sir! Put your hand behind your back!
Him saying, "You're choking me, sir," the voice is not strained. It doesn't have any kind of guttural sound, so there's no pressure on the larynx. I don't believe the officer is choking him out. I do believe this gentleman on the ground was out of breath and probably did believe that he was being choked out because of the adrenaline and the anxiety of the situation. Probably made it hard for him to breathe. When you're in that situation, your feelings and the way you see things tends to get, it's hypervigilance.
You're choking me!
this point, the officer pulls his hands out to show him that he's not choking him, and he's going to instruct him in even patting the hand. Put this hand here. Put that hand here.
Pat, now! Give it to my sergeant! I got it. Oh,
All right, can I get my car keys up off of him? Take my car.
So here, this lady is I find it interesting. She's so concerned, and she is worried about her, I'm supposing, friend, since he has her car keys, boyfriend, whatever the relationship is. But she's the whole time, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and very accusatory of the police. But then at this point, she's worried about her car keys. Quite a dramatic and sudden flip of, and I understand, you know. You get in these weird situations and your mind is going all over the place. You can't think clearly unless you've been trained to put everything behind you, compartmentalize, and be able to think clearly in a situation like this. Yeah, your mind wanders. I just found it interesting that she flipped that quickly on, oh, can I get my car keys from his pocket?
Put your other hand behind your back.
And right here is where the video ends. So, let me know what you guys think. Hold on, just bear with me for just a second. I just want to make sure that I have gone full screen here. I have. Okay, good. Fantastic. So, yeah, you know, I don't know. I can see the cop side, absolutely. I can definitely see the cop side. But I can also see the side of individuals who are outraged by it. It does appear, without any context, mind you, that perhaps maybe, I don't know, they were a little bit rough. Definitely the taser had been deployed already. We don't know what happened to that up to that point just yet. We don't have any footage of it. I can see both directions. I can really see both directions. I really wanted to kind of use this as an example to show you guys, look, you can look at something from a third-party perspective, look at both sides of the facts, kind of look at it, stop and say, well, okay, what are people outraged about? Let's look at that part. They're outraged about him being choked. Well, he was talking the whole time. I didn't see the officer applying, and it didn't sound like the officer was applying any pressure to the windpipe or this area here. It did appear that the officer was trying to control the jawline and the neckline by having his hand here to control the direction that the head faces. It is a technique. You control the head, you control the body. Hell, you know, if you have enough training, you control the thumb, you can control the body, but that's a whole nother story. Anyways, devil's advocate, not a perfect arrest, but I don't think it's anything that the officers really did extraordinarily wrong. And again, this is speaking without any context, so I reserve the right to change my opinion based upon new facts, as you should as well. You should always go through life with the ability to listen to new facts, listen to new evidences, and change your opinion, change your mind. And if new facts come out that change my mind, I am more than willing to say that those officers had done wrong. At this point, I'm going to say it was not a perfect arrest, but it was not a bad arrest. I didn't see anything that stood out as horrible. Please, someone describe to me down below what your outrage is, what you think of it. Why are you outraged? Or do you agree with me that it's just kind of a arrest? To me, this just seems kind of like one of those outrage culture things where you look at it and you're like, okay, it wasn't a great arrest. It wasn't a nice put your hands behind your back, handcuff, off we go. There was a struggle. What was the struggle for? We don't know what he did. We don't know what he was accused of. I mean, you know, looking at it from the outside, looking in, it's an arrest. Let me know what you guys think. Change my mind if you think that it was a bad arrest. Tell me why. Make a video reply. I would love to have a video reply. I'd love to have one. But right now I'm looking at it as, okay, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't horrible. Let me know what you guys think. Agree, disagree, your opinion matters. Voice it. I'll see you guys on the next one.